Cartel takedown. 75 cartel speedboats carrying $4.7 billion in cocaine. Navy SEALs waiting in the darkness. FBI intelligence meets naval special operations in the largest drug bust in maritime history. This is how American naval power eliminates transnational criminal threats through coordination that cartels cannot evade. Mexican drug cartels operate sophisticated maritime logistics networks, moving multi-ton cocaine shipments from Colombia to Mexico using high-speed boats designed to evade coastal patrols. The cartels invested tens of millions in vessels, communications equipment, and counter-surveillance technology, believing their distributed operations made large-scale interdiction impossible. They trained crews in evasion tactics, they encrypted communications, they varied routes and timing. Every precaution except the one that mattered. They failed to account for American P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft with sensors detecting small boats across thousands of square kilometers simultaneously, and Navy SEAL teams trained specifically for maritime interdiction against heavily armed criminal organizations. Navy Power TV takes you inside the operation that proves American naval special operations capabilities eliminate criminal networks through intelligence and training that transnational crime syndicates cannot match regardless of their resources or sophistication. The operation began 18 months earlier when FBI agents intercepted cartel communications discussing a major shipment consolidation. The cartels planned to concentrate their entire maritime fleet in single offshore rendezvous, transferring cargo from motherships to speedboats for final run to Mexican beaches. This represented unprecedented opportunity. The entire cartel maritime capability concentrated in one location during narrow time window. American planners recognized they could eliminate years of cartel maritime investment through single coordinated strike rather than incremental interdictions, allowing the organization to adapt and rebuild after each loss. Which American capability proved most decisive in this operation? A. P-8 Poseidon surveillance. B. SEAL boarding teams. C. FBI penetration of cartel networks. Comment your answer below. The intelligence work was patient and methodical. FBI agents tracked cartel financial transactions, identifying boat purchases and fuel supplies. DEA informants provided details about crew recruitment and training. NSA signals intelligence intercepted encrypted cartel communications, revealing operational plans. Naval intelligence analysts compiled the information, creating a comprehensive picture of cartel maritime operations, including vessel locations, crew identities, and planned rendezvous coordinates. This multi-agency intelligence fusion created an actionable targeting package that allowed military planners to position forces for maximum effect. USS Gabriel Giffords littoral combat ship deployed from San Diego carrying 120 Navy SEAL operators and their specialized equipment. The LCS design provides perfect platform for this mission. High speed for repositioning, flight deck for helicopter operations, boat davits for launching SEAL rigid hull inflatable boats, and command facilities for coordinating complex multi-platform operations. The ship positioned 200 kilometers offshore near predicted rendezvous point. P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft orbited at high altitude using advanced radar systems to scan thousands of square kilometers of ocean surface simultaneously. The cartels believed operating far offshore provided safety from interdiction. They were wrong. American surveillance technology makes distance irrelevant when sensors can detect small boats from extreme range and track them continuously until interdiction forces arrive. Stay with me because what happens next demonstrates why American naval special operations represent capabilities that criminal organizations cannot counter through any combination of tactics, technology, or resources available to transnational crime networks. The cartel speedboats began arriving at rendezvous point exactly as intelligence predicted. 75 boats from multiple trafficking organizations represented the largest concentration of cartel maritime assets ever observed in single location. The boats circled in defensive formation, while motherships prepared to transfer cocaine loads. Cartel security teams armed with automatic weapons and rocket-propelled grenades provided protection against rival organizations or Mexican military. The security measures meant nothing against American forces approaching under cover of darkness, with night vision equipment and comprehensive surveillance tracking every cartel vessel simultaneously. The SEAL teams launched from USS Gabrielle Giffords in 16 rigid-hull inflatable boats. Each boat carried 7 operators plus crew-served weapons. MH-60S Seahawk helicopters launched simultaneously, providing overhead security and searchlight illumination when needed. The boats approached the cartel formation from multiple directions simultaneously. The cartels detected approaching boats but assumed they were additional trafficking vessels arriving late to rendezvous. By the time cartel security teams realized the approaching boats were American military forces, the SEALs were already within weapon range, establishing complete tactical control of the situation. The loudspeaker announcements in English and Spanish ordered immediate surrender. Most cartel boats complied instantly, recognizing futility of resistance against overwhelming American force. Several boats attempted to flee at high speed. The MH-60S helicopters pursued using infrared targeting to track fleeing boats in darkness. Warning shots from helicopter door guns convinced fleeing crews that escape was impossible and resistance was suicidal. Within 15 minutes of initial contact, all 75 boats were secured with crews detained and hands zip-tied. Navy Power TV reveals the brutal effectiveness of coordinated naval special operations when superior intelligence, training, and equipment confront criminal networks that operate like military organizations, but lack actual military discipline or capability to resist professional forces, employing overwhelming tactical advantages through surprise and coordination. The SEAL teams conducted systematic search of every boat, cataloging cocaine packages and seizing communications equipment. The total seizure exceeded initial estimates: 247 tons of cocaine with wholesale value of $4.7 billion. Seizures included weapons, navigation equipment, encrypted radios, and financial records, providing intelligence about broader cartel operations. The entire cartel maritime fleet that took years to assemble was eliminated in a single night. The crews, totaling over 300 cartel personnel, were transferred to Coast Guard cutters for transport to American custody, facing federal trafficking charges. How many Navy SEALs participated in boarding 75 boats simultaneously? A. 50 operators. 120 operators. C. 200 operators. Answer at the end. The numbers tell the story. 120 SEAL operators overwhelmed 300-plus cartel personnel through superior training, equipment, and tactical coordination that made the numerical disadvantage irrelevant when professionals face criminals. The cartels had automatic weapons and rocket launchers. The SEALs had night vision, thermal imaging, helicopter support, and comprehensive surveillance tracking every cartel movement. The technological and training advantages created engagement where only one side could effectively employ their weapons. Quantity versus quality takes definitive form when quality includes capabilities that criminal organizations cannot acquire regardless of their financial resources. Comment Q for quantity or L for quality, based on what you're witnessing. If you believe American naval special operations eliminate threats far beyond traditional warfare, type Navy Power TV right now. The strategic impact of this operation exceeded the immediate drug seizure. The cartels lost maritime capability, representing years of investment and organizational development. The trafficking routes were compromised, forcing complete operational reset. The arrested personnel provided intelligence about financial networks, supplier relationships, and distribution channels. Most importantly, cartel leadership learned that American naval capabilities make large-scale maritime trafficking operationally impossible when intelligence penetrates planning, and special operations forces respond with overwhelming capability. Regional cartel organizations attempted to rebuild maritime operations after this catastrophic loss. American surveillance detected the rebuilding efforts. Subsequent interdictions destroyed replacement boats before they could become operational. The cartels eventually abandoned maritime trafficking in favor of land routes through Mexico, which proved slower, more expensive, and more vulnerable to Mexican military interdiction supported by American intelligence. The maritime trafficking threat was eliminated as viable cartel capability, through sustained operations that destroyed not just boats, but the organizational knowledge required to operate sophisticated maritime logistics. Which technology proved most critical for mission success? Maritime patrol aircraft, SEAL training, or intelligence fusion? Drop your assessment in comments. Technology supremacy confirmed. Answer to our quiz. 120 Navy SEAL operators participated in simultaneous boarding operations across 75 cartel boats. The 2.5 to 1 numerical disadvantage meant nothing when professionals with superior equipment and training faced criminals with no realistic capability to resist coordinated assault by forces operating with overwhelming tactical and technological advantages. Can cartels develop tactics to avoid American maritime interdiction? Current evidence suggests absolutely not. American surveillance technology continues improving while cartel capabilities remain fundamentally limited by their criminal nature and inability to develop professional military capabilities that would be required to counter American naval special operations. Future attempts at large-scale maritime trafficking will face similar interdiction when intelligence penetrates planning and naval forces' position to eliminate operations before they can succeed. What's next for cartel trafficking? Continued reliance on land routes which are slower, more expensive, and more vulnerable to interdiction, but at least offer possibility of some success. Unlike maritime operations which American naval forces eliminate with near-perfect effectiveness when intelligence provides actionable targeting information. Subscribe to Navy Power TV, where elite naval power meets special operations, proving American capabilities eliminate threats across all domains through intelligence fusion, professional training, and technological superiority that criminal organizations and terrorists cannot counter regardless of their resources. Superior forces, advanced coordination, professional execution. Hit that notification bell for more operations showing why American naval special operations remain unmatched worldwide.